Have you ever seen someone get expelled for something they said? Senior year. This girl, Brittany, thought she was completely untouchable because her dad was on the school board. She'd been systematically bullying this quiet kid, Sam, for months, calling him weird, making fun of his thrift store clothes, knocking his books out of his hands, stealing his lunch money, the whole mean girl playbook. Sam never fought back, just kept his head down and took whatever she dished out. He was one of those kids who ate lunch alone in the library and never caused trouble for anyone. But what Brittany didn't know was that Sam's mom had been battling stage 4 cancer all year. His family was completely broke from medical bills and treatments, which explained the secondhand clothes she constantly mocked. The bullying got progressively worse as the year went on. Brittany would rally her friends to join in, creating this toxic environment where Sam couldn't walk down a hallway without someone making a comment. She'd throw food at him during lunch, spread rumors that he smelled bad, and once even put gum in his hair during chemistry class. Teachers either didn't notice or didn't care enough to intervene properly. Sam's grades were suffering because he was constantly stressed about school on top of everything devastating happening at home with his mother's deteriorating condition. During lunch one Tuesday in March, Sam's phone rang and he immediately stepped outside to take the call. Through the large cafeteria windows, we could all see him pacing back and forth frantically. Then suddenly, he collapsed against the brick wall. He was crying so hard his whole body was convulsing with sobs. Students started pointing and whispering, but nobody went to help him. When he finally came back inside after about 15 minutes, his eyes were completely red and swollen, and he could barely walk in a straight line. Brittany saw her absolute golden opportunity. She'd been waiting all semester for a perfect moment like this to completely humiliate him in front of the maximum number of witnesses. She climbed up on top of her cafeteria table so the entire lunchroom of 300 students could see and hear her clearly. "Look, everyone!" she shouted at the top of her lungs, pointing directly at Sam. "Sam's having another one of his pathetic little mental breakdowns. Maybe if your family wasn't such a bunch of disgusting losers living in complete poverty, you wouldn't be such a weird freak that nobody wants to be around." The whole cafeteria went completely dead silent. Every conversation stopped mid-sentence. 300 students put down their forks and stared. That's when Sam stood up slowly, wiped his tear-stained face, and said in the quietest, most broken voice possible, "My mom just passed away 20 minutes ago." You could literally hear a pin drop in that massive room. The silence was absolutely deafening. Everyone was staring directly at Brittany, waiting for her to apologize immediately, to show even the smallest ounce of basic human decency. But instead of backing down, instead of feeling any shame or remorse whatsoever, Brittany actually started laughing. She threw her head back and cackled like it was the funniest joke she'd ever heard in her entire life. Then she said the exact words that ended her high school career forever. "Good. Maybe now you'll finally have a real excuse for being such a pathetic waste of space and oxygen in this school. One less loser in your family." 3 teachers heard every single word clearly. Mrs. Turner, the lunch monitor, was standing right behind Brittany when she said it. The assistant principal was walking through on his rounds and witnessed the entire exchange. Even Mr. Grant, the head custodian, stopped mopping to stare in complete shock and horror. Within 5 minutes, Principal Taylor was called over the intercom system. Brittany was escorted to the main office immediately, while the entire cafeteria watched in stunned, uncomfortable silence. Her previously smug expression finally started to fade when she realized exactly how much serious trouble she was actually in. Her dad being on the school board didn't matter one bit this time. There are some lines you absolutely cannot cross under any circumstances, and mocking a student whose mother just passed away is definitely one of them. The school board held an emergency meeting that same afternoon to discuss her immediate removal. Brittany was officially expelled before the final bell rang that day. Her influential dad couldn't save her this time. The whole school heard about it within hours, and honestly, absolutely nobody felt sorry for her. Sometimes karma